Good evening. Before we get going, we've made a couple audio adjustments for those of you that watch live, and so I just want to spend like 2 minutes talking to see if everything is still sounding the way that we expected it to before we actually dive into this.
Should we all take turns talking?
Yeah,
Just
we should
to
all take turns just
make
saying...
sure that all of our voices sound good?
Yeah, exactly.
I hope my voice sounds good.
Your voice always sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I really like it when my voice sounds good because that makes me feel good. And when I feel good, I sound good.
Yeah. We haven't put too much EQ on anybody right now. It's pretty flat right now. The reason why it was sounding bad earlier was because Kelly had wacky EQ that
I usually do.
What a guy, eh?
Just
Yeah.
something
So-
I do.
Yeah.
Just
People saying we're okay?
Goodness.
Okay.
Good morning.
Well, with that, good evening, and welcome back to the Shadows of Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, and I run the game as our Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Wilhelm von Kessel, the human swashbuckler rogue, and we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Benitis playing Rudy Whitaker, the Shifter Eldritch Knight.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Wrath, the Aasimar Warlock.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. Got our latest version of the latest iteration of the Druid tier rankings out today, and we got a cool video of our reaction to the big D&D announcements that happened last weekend coming out later this week. So check those out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. And you can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube and check us out as an audio-only podcast on your favorite podcasting platforms.
Jill, I understand we got some new merch.
Yes.
Ooh.
We do. We have not only a new t-shirt, but that comes with a sweater, or in a sweater, as well as a poster with the new Shadows of Drakkenheim. You can check that out on our Teespring store at bit.ly/DungeonDudesMerch.
Speaking of merch, we actually, you might have heard that we did a little Kickstarter campaign a couple months ago. That was a wild success for our adventure version of Dungeons of Drakkenheim. If you enjoyed season 1 of our show and want to play the campaign for your very own playgroup, it's coming soon. If you happen to miss out on the Kickstarter campaign, you're in luck, because at Drakkenheim.com we are currently taking pre-orders for post-Kickstarter delivery. So we're still, fingers crossed, hoping that we're going to be able to deliver. We're on track for an April to start shipping to our Kickstarter backers. And we got a couple pre-orders available to get in on that first kind of wave of shipping. So if you missed out on the Kickstarter and you still want to get the whole pack, I think we have all the pledge tiers available. So if you want to get the whole Executioner's treasure and get all the minis and all the maps and all the cool stuff, that's still available, I think. So head on over to Drakkenheim.com and check that out. With that, though, let's return to the shadows.
Drakkenheim is no more. For 15 years, we foolishly believed the madness and mayhem of that crumbling city was confined to the ruins. We were wrong. Insidious horrors have crept out of the shadow of Drakkenheim into a world unprepared for such nightmares. Tales of strange magic, swirling haze, and unspeakable terrors echo through the villages and towns surrounding that accursed place. Now, the Dusk Wardens, a new band of heroes, are tasked with driving out the seeping tendrils of the spreading darkness before it takes root.
Welcome back to the Shadows of Drakkenheim. When last we left our heroes, they had ventured deep into the lands of dream. There, heading through the echoes of the waking world into the ruins of Drakkenheim, they venture deep into Castle Draken in search of the missing Charlemagne the Unicorn, whose power they wish to use to cure the lycanthropy of Rickard Steelfang, thus ensuring his alliance against the Countess. Yet more revelations have come from this quest, as our heroes encountered the steward Johann Eisner, his echo reverberating through the plains, warning that the planar rift that he had held shut in a previous campaign is not quite as stable as hoped, and that Charlemagne the Unicorn and the Archdruid were entangled in this. Our heroes have set to help close this rift once more and rescue Charlemagne and rescue the druids. And that's where we left off, in the midst of battle. For Wrath was a little bit MIA through the midst of this conflict, peering into the void
I was
at
front
the
and center.
behest
Front and
of his
center,
warlock
right in front of that rift.
patron. But as Wrath, in the midst of the chaos around you, as your allies battle against the horrific piping creatures of the endless void between the stars, these strange amalgams of flesh and tentacles that bob in space, piping and whistling with discordant sounds as they lash out against your allies. And as you gaze into that void, your mind filled with elder knowledge of things that could not be, should not be, but nonetheless are. You snap into the awareness of another monstrous form slurping its way through the rift in reality. There are now several creatures in the dream throne room. The first, a massive pink, all of them are massive bobbing knobs of flesh. Their horrific forms awash in tentacles and strange limbs, eyes and mouths in discordant places. The creatures regard you with almost this impassive disdain, as if you are just a fly in the way in the midst of this desperate battle. Kadak, the archdruid, you hear him crying out towards Charlemagne the Unicorn. Focus! Focus! Let Johann close the rift! Let no more beasts through! As we come back round to that, so we I can't quite remember where in the round we left off, but to keep things simple, we're going to start things off at the top with Wilhelm.
I love that. Wrath has snapped. Like, do I see Wrath kind of snap back to reality in the moment that this other creature?
You look up and you see, for a moment, you look at Wrath's eyes, which are not crossed, but they are just a void of darkness.
God. It's horrible.
And his body kind of is shuddering and convulsing, somewhat. But then for a moment he snaps into a sort of awareness as the creature emerges through the rift.
I'm gonna yell over to Wrath as I start running back up these stairs, and I yell over to Wrath. Wrath, we're gonna need your help in this one, and I'm going to run over to this creature that had grappled me prior.
Okay.
And I'm going to drive my blade into it.
All right.
So it's too close to my ballista for my liking, so I want to get it away.
Okay.
So I run over before it can. I don't know if it knows how to shoot a ballista, but it just seems like a bad
It
idea.
appears this creature resembles a large gray brain with bits of fleshy blood veins pumping through it, and a bird-like beak coming out from where the cerebellum, or the bottom of the cerebellum, are just this mass of long barbed tentacles.
As Wilhelm charges towards it, pulling his blade out, he yells, "I'm sick of brains floating around killing us!" And he attacks the creature. That's going to be 16.
There's no armor to speak of on this creature. Your blade punctures deep into its gray matter.
Because I'm one-on-one with it, I'm going to use sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be 30 damage.
There is an audible pop as whatever passes for a blood vessel in this creature's form just spits out with this octarine ichor. But it shudders for a moment, but it still hovers in place.
Okay. I'm going to pull out my... Oh, wait, I can't pull out my crossbow. My crossbow's a ballista.
Do you have a backup crossbow?
Yeah, I guess my non-warning crossbow. Is it still on me? I suppose it is. Inventory. Yeah. Somehow it's in my bag.
Okay.
So sure, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot it. I crit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, I don't get my sneak attack on that.
Trusty old.
Yeah. Old Faithful.
Isn't this like your father's crossbow or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw.
That's going to be 17 more damage.
With the second shot, parts of it rupture, but it still hovers in the air, slightly, but clearly stumbling to stay in the air. Anything else, Wilhelm?
That is going to be it for me.
So I'm gonna move past the rift for now, but the Piper does get its actions next. The Piper at the gate. It is over
big
by
guy?
We have
Wrath and
Rudy.
Rudy. Okay. It lashes out with its tentacles, and it will make each of you roll it. Wrath and Rudy, each of you roll a d6.
2.
3.
Okay, it'll make 2 attacks against Rudy and 1 against Wrath. Rudy, the highest I get is a 17 against you.
Nope.
And then the entropic ward comes out against the lashing creature,
Okay, so I
imposing
roll...
disadvantage.
Okay, sorry, I knocked my dice around. So I only get an 18.
Oh, it works.
Okay.
Beware, I'm still in my daze, and it's sort
Yeah.
of like on auto, but it didn't really.
So, the lashing barbed tentacles rake across your flesh, dealing 14 piercing damage, and you're grappled by the creature.
Ah!
And I guess I gotta roll initiative for my new creature. Okay, so it's gonna go at the very end.
They're
I
both
got this.
really high up in the air, right?
So
Yes.
the Piper grabbed me.
Great.
What's the
Okay.
worst that could happen?
The other the smaller Piper that Wilhelm has wounded, it's going to press its attack against you, Wilhelm.
Ha! I'd
Making
like to
2
see you
attacks?
try.
Getting a 16 and a 21 to hit.
One of those.
The tentacles reach out towards you to try and ensnare you, but you manage to move out of the way at the last moment. However, it comes in with its biting beak, dealing a total of 10 piercing damage to you.
I'm going to half that.
Okay, uncanny dodge. Rudy, it is your turn.
I block.
So everything is floating above me. Can I make it to Wilhelm? Do you wanna?
Almost certainly. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
pretty,
okay.
you're
just
pretty
eyeballing
close.
that. Yeah, you could absolutely make it to
Oh,
the brain creature.
Then Big Rudy, because I'm still Big Rudy
Okay.
currently, comes up and I say, "You're right. I am sick of these brains trying to eat our own brains." And I rolled it, hit, and
Right?
before to hit.
The axe comes down against the
Couldn't agree with you more, Rudy.
against its frontal lobe.
She's running up. I'm sick of brains. They're eating brains. I'm sick of it.
Big Rudy's not as good with
14.
words.
14 damage.
Damage.
Well, you give it a really bad headache.
Oh.
As the blow comes down, that middle part that divides the brain, I forget the technical term for it, but the axe just heaves through deep into it, and it kind of like crunches into something. And you pull the axe out, and the creature collapses to the ground.
And me and Rudy just start stomping on the brain on the ground. We're just there, like booting it together. Sick of
Anything
these
else you'd like to
brains.
do, Rudy?
Because I can't reach anything else. So it's dead, right?
Yeah,
All right.
it's been slain.
I am going to, with my bonus.
That which is, how it's like that which is not dead can never die. Eternal life, death doesn't really have meaning for these creatures.
It's mush on the floor, and that's good enough for me.
That's yeah. We're very happy with the current.
I'm going to second wind.
Okay.
Just to get some HP back, and that's 14 back from me.
Nice.
Tadek looks about and sees all of you in a little bit worse for wear condition. And so he will cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Oh.
The wave of healing energy reverberates out from him. And so each of you will regain a total of 15 hit points.
Love that.
That's Tadek. Thank you.
I am feeling right as rain.
I also get.
How right is
And
rain?
forgot I also did.
as he speaks the spell, he cries out, "Maliki, guide us through the night that seems endless." And the wave of energy, like sparkling stars, washes over each of you, knitting your wounds back together.
I also
Wow.
I rolled my 2d6 for killing a thing, so I got 8 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, I always forget that I get temporary hit points for murdering things.
Charlemagne, seeing that everything is flying towards it, so it cannot. Charlemagne, is anyone extremely wounded?
Not anymore.
Nope.
Okay. In
Is
that
this
case,
creature on the ground like that's grabbing me, or is it still in the portal? Like, is it half in the portal
It's
still?
out of the portal, but it has a 20-foot reach.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. Charlemagne will simply help us out, help you all out here, by...
Did you cast Fairy Fire on this creature in the last one?
Yes, he did.
Is that still active?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's cool.
Good to know.
That was Tadek that cast
Oh.
that. Yep. Charlemagne will help out Tadek a little bit as well, and use his healing touch on Tadek. Keep y'all in this a little bit longer.
We need it.
Wrath, you are grappled by the by the Piper. What are you gonna do?
Can you give me, like, looking behind this creature through the portal? I know I've seen everything that doesn't exist and that does exist. More specifically, are there more creatures coming? Still? Can I see?
There could be. There could be. Your mind is still processing what you saw, so the effects of it are still crystallizing in your mind. But there are more coming. You see in this moment that with it now open, give me an Arcana check with advantage. As this new knowledge fills your mind.
12.
Okay. It is gonna take what you can already see the threads of Johan trying to close this back down again. How long it will take him to close? It could be anywhere from 2 to 4 rounds by your best guess.
Okay. I am going to. So this creature is holding me in place. I want to look up to above me. So there's this giant creature and the smaller one.
Yep.
And I want to, between them, in a point between them, cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it's 30-foot cube. I want to capture. Are they within 30 feet of each other?
They are. Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
So they both have to make
So
wisdom
dazzling
saving throws.
lights appear. Bruce's eyes light up, and it's a sudden flash in
Cool.
their mind. DC 16.
All right. The
Wisdom.
larger one, the witness, gets a 9, and the piper gets an 11. The two creatures, you forming your hypnotic pattern into the elder sign enthralls these creatures for as you feel the knowledge of the spell, you realize that this shape, the elder sign, reverberates in your mind, and it strikes you as the type of pattern that these creatures would be enthralled by.
There he is.
Secrets of the Rift.
Welcome back to the fight, Raph.
I yell to Johan. They are stunned, but not for long. I will help you close the gate. And then, does the creature release me?
Yes, because it's incapacitated, it releases you.
I'm going to run up to the gate and sort of watchfully keep an eye. Like, I want to watch the threads close.
Okay.
Very carefully.
Awesome.
I thought you were gonna peek in again. I was like, again?
I'm half looking in.
So my scary new creature doesn't get to do anything.
And then because everything's actually, because Bruce is gonna help me. He's gonna stand guard with me.
Okay.
Raph, should I kill it?
And he's gonna ready an action to. Can I ready an action with Bruce?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I want to ready an action to Dissonant Whispers, the first thing that comes through the gate.
Cool. Remember, with Bruce, the range on his abilities is 5 feet.
So yeah, he's gonna be standing, like he's like right beside me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move us both up to the
Okay.
front of the gate.
Wilhelm, it's your turn.
Hold the gate.
With this creature stunned, I assume it's an easy target. So I'm going to get my crossbow or get my ballista and aim it at the piper.
The piper? Okay, the piper is the one that's wounded. The witness has unwounded.
And I mean, I don't need to use steady aim really because it's fairy fired and it's incapacitated.
Correct. So you have advantage on the shot.
Okay. And yeah, I'm going to shoot at it. That's going to be a 20 to hit.
It is a hit.
Nice.
Love that sound.
Big fan.
That's going to be a 10. That's going to be 35 damage on it.
35 damage.
Yeah.
Ballista.
The shot, this second ballista shot just strikes straight through it, and it shocks out of its temporary stupor, for it is still alive.
Oh, man.
It's okay. It's okay.
The rift. Who would like to roll me a d6?
Me.
Back to
my turn.
Rudy. Yeah.
5.
Okay. The rift shudders, but no creatures come through. The Piper, aloof with leaking all kinds of incomprehensible fluids, turns its ire towards Wilhelm, floats over to Wilhelm,
Come at me, fiend.
and attacks Wilhelm 3 times.
I.
Yes.
It's about time.
Still floating in the air at its maximum reach.
Yeah, so it's about 20.
First one is a 10, the second one is a 25, and the third one is also a 25.
Those two 25s are going to do it.
Alrighty.
This is fine.
It's a lot.
It's fine.
Oh, so that's going to be a total of 32 piercing damage.
Can I half one of those?
Yes, you can have one of them down. So basically, reducing the total damage by 8.
So is
It will become 24. Yep. Then it's going to try to drain your blood.
yeah, that sounds right.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, sir. That's going to be a 19.
Wilhelm, you succeed. So you
I'm like,
don't take
"Ah."
40-10 lightning damage, and it doesn't heal.
Good. So I blast it, and it just immediately turns, floats over. It's like tendrils are all wrapping around me, and I'm being like lifted up, stabbing at it. It's great. It's epic.
Rudy, it's your turn.
Okay. How tall is it in the air?
It is at the maximum extent of its reach, so it's 20 feet in the air.
Rudy, jump off my shoulders.
Can I?
You are big, Rudy, so you are a large creature, so you could jump with an athletic. If you give me an athletics check,
Yeah.
and then I'll let you make your complement attacks in the air.
So what I was thinking of is kind of jumping around off the throne and up.
Okay,
Kinda
give me
like-
an athletics check.
Big Rudy's coming for you. And I get advantage because I am Big Rudy on anything strength, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Help.
What's a good thing because
Yeah,
would've
that one
been-
turns into a 15. Yep.
23.
You leap into the air, and you can attack.
And it's fairy fired.
It is fairy fire. Yes.
Woo! Okay. I'm going at it. 21 to hit.
It's a hit.
Yes.
Number 1.
Big Rudy.
8 damage.
Okay.
Second. Okay. 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me the damage.
9 damage.
Leaping off the ghostly throne, you bring your axes in the air, like the kind of draw back behind your head, and just the single bring them both down, and you cut it into 3 equal pieces.
Yes. Big Rudy.
And they that just slink down and already begin to evaporate, and siphon away, it's turning to ashes as the pieces of it fall.
yes.
And I
I drop.
howl with excitement. No! And I'm going to, as my bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark. No, I'm not. Actually, it's concentration. I'm not going to
Okay.
cast Hunter's Mark because I still want to be Big Rudy. And I'm going to set my sights on the big other tentacle monster.
Alrighty. Tadek, he heads over, and Tadek and Charlemagne head over to the rift, and they look at you, Wrath, and they say, "I don't know what you were doing, but with all of us together, we can close it. Are you ready?"
I'm ready.
Okay. What do you... Haddock looks like he's going to focus his magical energies, as does Charlemagne, and as does the steward. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna. I'm going to reach down and place a hand on Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to help close the rift. But I want to leave a cat door.
Okay.
So I'm going to focus on making a cat door a small opening that is hidden. Using what I know about Bruce and what he's taught me. I remember he asked me to keep the rift. So I'm under the guise of closing and helping close the rift. I want to just make sure I keep a small bit open.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll a deception check with advantage.
I get a 16.
Okay. You feel the energies of Bruce leading the arcane formula as you work to mask the presence of leaving the cat door in place. The rift begins to seal shut, and as it closes, you feel the smallest tendril of shadow form in your hand, and you close it around your hand, and as the rift pulls shut, and there is an 8-inch long key of pure shadow in your hand.
And I slide it into my robe. And I look at Bruce. And I look to him.
The Bruce looks at you and purrs.
The door is closed, but it is not locked.
You are the gatekeeper, keymaster. Always leave the door open and the light on for the cat. The cat winks.
Fine.
I'm just sort of like I'm sort of taking in everything that I've seen and that I've done. I know that I've
Wilhelm and Rudy,
followed
the two of
what
you can
Bruce-
make perception checks to see if you see the key.
12.
I got a 5.
So neither of you saw the key. It formed in your hand, and you were able to kind of pull it away as it was still.
I'm too busy looking
Yeah.
at the monster.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know what we're talking about either.
As the rift closes, the the burbling and blubbering form of the last creature to emerge through it still remains.
I cannot hold it for much longer, but it cannot live.
This thing's going to come alive as soon as one of us hits it. I have an idea. Everybody, if we all get ready with an attack at the same time. I mean, I guess it goes last.
Yes,
So,
it does.
okay. So in theory, I say that. I'm like, everybody ready your attacks? We're going to hit it with everything we've got. And I'm going to line up my ballista.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire at it with the assumption that we're all...
Charlie and Charlie the steward and Tadek will help you all, so you all have advantage on your attacks. Wilhelm, what is it going to be?
I'm going to blast it with this ballista. 22 to hit.
It's like hitting the broadside of a barn door.
Yeah. $43?
Wow. Shot heard round the world.
Wow.
Rudy, as Wilhelm's ballista shot carves into this creature's flesh, what do you do?
Can I jump up and get this one too?
You can try.
Okay, I want to try.
Yep.
Ooh. 19.
This one is considerably higher. You don't quite clear the distance, so I'm going to give you a disadvantage on your attack roll, canceling the advantage that you gained from it.
Okay.
Still a regular attack roll.
Yeah, but I'm not meleeed with it.
I'm basically saying that like you're able to extend your reach at the apex of the jump. It's just enough to connect, but with disadvantage.
Okay, with disadvantage.
Yeah, it's considerably higher up than the other one was.
With disadvantage or just regular? Because
So
of the
again,
advantage?
it's canceled out. So you're
Okay.
attacking with regular. Yeah. Oh, it's a
Oh,
crit. Oh, you found it, Rudy.
So that is
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you. For
Well
that.
done, Rudy.
so 17 plus 25 damage.
Okay. And
That was great.
Wrath.
I'm gonna let fly some eldritch shots, and with the lack of hypnotic pattern, I'm going to hex the horrible
Okay.
creature. I'm gonna choose charisma, and let's see if I can hit it. I get a 15.
That's a hit. Right on.
For 13 damage.
Roll the second shot.
And that's a crit.
That will destroy it for sure.
For a bunch more. So we just all
It didn't even get a turn.
we all just lay into it
Yeah,
on
fire
Wilhelm's
ballista, Rudy's
ballista.
in the air. It's yeah, beautiful.
The eldritch magic scours it from this earth. He of shadow is freezing cold against you, but you can handle it just fine. You feel Bruce reach into your mind, again, Wrath. And you feel his voice cry, "This is your gate key. It is a symbol of your pact with me and the knowledge that you have gained in your journey. This item functions as a +2 Rod of the Pact Keeper
Ooh.
with an additional property. While you are attuned to it, you have expertise in the Arcana skill. As the pact is knowledge.
I can do it now.
Congratulations.
I thank you for this, Bruce. I am honored to be given an even wider glimpse into your realm. And I hope one day that as the gatekeeper, I may fully open the door and show the world, show this plane of existence what I know to be is you.
All things in time, and time in all things. The cat purrs.
I pet him.
Rule number 56. Some doors are best left closed.
Is it cold in here?
Yeah, it actually is quite cold in here.
Now that it's quiet down, I like the thudding of my footsteps echoes through the chamber as I walk directly towards Wrath, and I grab him and push him up against the wall. I almost got dragged into a portal back there, and you were staring into that portal, looking like an idiot. We came all this way, Wrath. We came all this way for you. What are you doing?
Let go of me.
You're right, and I come over and I pull him and I say, "You're right, let go of him." And then I take him and I pull him against the wall. But I'm big Rudy. I was like lifting you up and I say, "You don't have to get your hands dirty, being potential king and all. I'll do it for you." Wrath, and I shake him up against the wall and I say, "You better explain what was going on."
I cannot explain my actions, for they have served their purpose. The result is the outcome justifies the means. If we did not know what we were up against, it wasn't until I glimpsed into this rift that I gained the knowledge to defeat these creatures. You would not understand with your lack of arcane knowledge. You do not understand what is at stake. This is the dimensions, the portals, the thin places between worlds. I cannot and I will not explain myself when it comes to what Bruce asks me to do.
So you're telling me that you spending, while Rudy was getting ripped apart and I was being dragged towards the portal by tentacles and I looked over and you were just gazing into a hole, you're telling me that that was in our best interest. If you say so, then I'll believe you. Because I trust you.
It was the best course of action.
Okay.
Tadek speaks up. Friends, well met. It seems there's already another rift forming. But thank you. The druid himself is this tall man with fiery red hair and a deep blue skin with a big wide nose, and he says, "I know not why you're quarreling with each other, or why you came here. But you saved me and Charlemagne. Who are you?"
Well, we're travelers who heard you were in trouble, and well, we need your help, so we thought we'd help you too. Our friend is, well, as much as he is silly looking into rifts, he is suffering from what I would say is a sickness that only Charlemagne can help with.
The unicorn looks and regards each of you and speaks. "I could not have done this on my own. Even with Tadek's strength and the power of Johann. I don't know why you stared into that abyss. But if doing so gave you the knowledge and that wellspring of strength to help close it, where that power came from." The unicorn speaks. "This rift, to hold it shut, requires an incredible will. When me and Tadek and the steward tried to hold it closed, it was like pushing against a hurricane. But what you did made it like, well, just trying to close a door. Your friend might be strange. Whatever he did has kept this closed, and even Johann steps forward. It's like, yes, it's like I can breathe again. What did you do?
I did what was necessary.
It's still the steward looks at Wrath and looks at Tadok and looks at Charlemagne. It is still not whole. It is still not closed. But it's like my burden has been eased. Thank you.
There's driving back the creatures was but part of the reason we are here. We need your help. Charlemagne, Tadok, we did not venture into the dream world to fight back demons and creatures from another plane of existence. It was a side thing. We're here because we need to reverse the Loot Guru, one that lives in the woods near.
You've come all this way to help a Loop Guru.
And our friend, who I owe an apology to. Rule number 36, give credit where it is due, and it sounds like you're better at magic than I perhaps gave you credit for.
Wrath chortles in your mind. Wrath chortles in your mind.
Bruce?
Sir, yeah. Bruce chortles in Wrath's mind. What fools these mortals are. They do not see. Well done.
Wrath, I was a fool. I did not see how powerful you actually are, and I apologize for that. You're a good friend, and stick close to those you trust.
It is not that I do not wish to consult you on every matter of magical protection. It's just that something had to be done, and I do not take the credit. It is Bruce. He was able to help us close the door. If it were not for him, he is my master. I will follow him for everything. He has given us a new lease on life. He has stopped the war that would ravage this place from this other world, and for that we owe him everything.
I'll say thank you to Bruce, but I feel like it sounds like you did something as well.
I am a wire. I am a conduit of this power. He is everything.
I just look over at Bruce and I say, Bruce, just next time let us know what you're doing so it doesn't look like Wrath is just abandoning us while we're trying to help him, all right? That's all we ask.
It was a risk, and I am sorry for the lashings out you took, although it was calculated, and indeed the ends justify the means.
You're not really that great at taking a compliment. When I say thank you, you just always say that I should be thanking Bruce.
No, it is I who must thank you two. I would not be in this place if it weren't for you.
No, it is I that must thank you, says Charlemagne, and touches your forehead with his horn, releasing you from the curse. This is the least that I can do for what you have done. We have a power here to do this, but if you truly wish to undo the curse of a true Loot Guru, much more will be necessary.
We have a I start like rifling around. I'm like, we have some ingredients and a recipe.
Yeah, here's some Starlight.
I kind of ripped your book. I'm sorry.
We may have taken some. No, wait, don't.
Yeah,
show
there
me.
was no notes
A moment.
taken.
Did you find any sign of the other druids that came with me?
Yes,
Some.
some did not make it.
I know.
They
but-
wait for you.
Outside.
Very well. We are still dreaming here. The mistake that Charlemagne made was was trying to pass between worlds here so close to Drakkenheim. This place is scarred, says Tadek. However, as a dreamer, we may leave dreamland and our bodies will appear again in the place that we are. Because time moves differently here. If there's somewhere where you wish to be, before I relinquish the spell, we can travel there and we will appear there in the waking world.
Before we go to the waking world, there was a tale that we were told of a moon axe. I might be getting the name incorrect. There was a moon axe.
It was contained in a place.
It was in Kesselholm.
Yes, in
Who told you of this axe?
They were the Zoogs.
the enemy of my companion, my master.
Crescent moon axe.
Crescent moon axe. They gave me a nice pair of boots. They gave you a...
Yeah, I wouldn't bring up the boots. That was
Oh, right.
you didn't get any boots.
No boots.
No boots.
This axe you speak of. Yes, it did indeed. It was there. I know of it. The lunar crescent. It is a weapon that has quite a storied past. Legend tells that before the ire between Cromac and Meleki emerged, the two were, well, cordial with one another. Their children are the shifters. And the lunar crescent axe was bequeathed to them. This axe is powerful, but that it's in Kesselholm is disturbing, to say the least. There's a dark power there. And I worry. I have long watched over Kesselholm. There's a creature that dwells there. It too can stalk into the dreamland. You wish to go there, it may not be a safe place.
I'm having a thought. Would I be able to ask a favor of you and the druids?
You have done us a great service by freeing me and Charlemagne. We are obviously not out of the dreamland yet, but we are in your debt.
I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible. There's a lot going on right now. Kesselholm is being occupied by a countess, and she is evil. Our goal originally was to remove her from Kesselholm. In doing so, we tried to recruit the Steel Fangs. My friend here was befallen with the curse. That led us to you. In an attempt to recruit the Steel Fangs, it's become apparent that the leader of the Steel Fangs wishes above all else to not be a Loup Garou anymore. So if we can cure him of that, he will help us take the castle. Where you might come in, and where this could be important, you mentioned that from the dreamland, when we move back into our realm, our bodies will appear where we are in the dreamland.
Correct.
That makes it an incredible option for infiltration. if we return
That's great.
without the axe for now, we still need to find inherited silver, save the Steel Fangs. Once Rickard is better, him and the Steel Fangs can march on the castle in our realm. The druids can help the three of us go into Dreamland, infiltrate the castle from this end, and come back. That way we can get into the castle without problem. It's a good infiltration tactic.
I got one question. You said the crescent moon axe is bequeathed to shifters. Does it happen to be made of silver?
You could be the inheritor.
Well, if it's made of silver.
The purest.
You are the inheritor.
Oh man, we need this axe to finish our... We don't need to use the spoons anymore.
We don't have to melt down all these spoons. Your
This-
father's
This is
silverware.
fantastic. Okay, so
So is the crescent moon axe in Kesselholm in the dream world or in the real world?
That we cannot say.
This creature.
This Loop Guru,
mhm.
this
Rickard.
Rickard. What is his relation? Why are you trying? What is, like, you basically he has to be brought up more to speed on.
The
Like, who's-
creature that exists at Kesselholm, this danger, it may be the same thing that we seek to destroy in the real world. It is the Countess. She has tainted blood.
The Haddock thinks for a moment. There's a very real possibility that this Countess is this creature. If she is a powerful, you suspect what?
Vampire.
Vampire.
Vampire. I'm
Not even
I'm mincing
suspect.
words.
We-
Yeah, we know.
we
for
know
sure.
she's
Yeah,
a vampire.
100%. Yeah.
It's not outside the realm of possibility that she knows of the Lunar Crescent axe.
Which we need to free Rickard.
Which
So
may be the reason why she has Rickard under so much control.
So this confuses things then. I might ask your counsel on this, Druid. We are to free Rickard of his curse in order to recruit him against the Countess. But the axe that we seek to do so is in the very place that we need to recruit him to go to. What's our course of action?
That seems to be a wicked problem. That the undoing the curse of a Loop Guru is challenging. The need for inherited silver can be oftentimes the most difficult part. That, yes, it is true. A shifter wielding the crescent axe would possibly fulfill that requirement. But if the axe is in the possession already or in Kesselholm, that will make acquiring it difficult, especially if you want the help of Rickard in doing so.
Then we do not use Rickard to destroy the Countess. We use him to drive back the Illyrians, and we go now to Kesselholm.
Regardless of whether or not he helps us in taking on the Countess, he's needed by the Hooded Lanterns.
We destroy the Countess now. I feel
What about in dream world? You said that there's that monster in Kesselholm in the dream world?
What is a vampire? Is a creature of the night, and what is creatures of the night? They too traffic in Dreamland.
back to the original plan. We attack her in her sleep.
I
And-
say
Well,
we go now.
if we kill her here, doesn't that kill her in the real world? Just like if we died here? That way we might be going up against a bunch of vampires at that point. I don't know if she'll be the only one that can travel between realms, but
Now,
They might not be expecting it.
Here's something to put in perspective, and my knowledge on this is apparently far less than Wrath's. And
Yes,
again,
but continue. I'll fill in the blanks.
sorry again for misjudging your abilities, but it took a great deal of magic for us to get here. The other vampires we fought, the lesser vampires, the thralls, the minions, didn't seem as magical or powerful as the Countess. So I can't say that all of her thralls aren't going, like there might be some, but I don't think her standard guards or troops, I feel like they might have a difficult time coming to the Dreamland. This is speculative.
I mean, you did find a cave underneath the castle where there was a horrible demonic statue, and that's where Houdini was chopped, and you didn't go any further. So there's a scary place under the castle that you haven't explored yet.
So we're
Full of delirium.
we're probably fine.
What were the creatures that we met?
The
in
Zoogs?
The Zoogs. Maybe we convince the Zoogs of a great feast.
Yeah.
They seem to have a hunger that
The Zoogs are scavengers. If you are looking for allies in battle, they are not a place to start.
Also, I don't know, would Bruce be okay with us allying with the Zoogs?
it may give him a chance to eat some.
That doesn't sound like an ally.
Yeah, more of a tool.
You
like a
should know,
hammer.
though, that once we leave Dreamland and incarnate in our bodies again, it will be a great deal of effort before I am able to do this, to cast the spell again. It is not a simple matter for us to just move in between worlds in this way, and thus, while we have an opportunity to escape, once we leave Dreamland, I will have to conduct, like, it requires the ritual once again for me to cast the spell, which is not a simple matter.
So it does sound like we need to try to get that axe while we're here in Dreamland this
It
time.
may be too difficult to jump back and forth between worlds.
You know what? I say at least we can go look for it, scout out, see if we do come across the Countess. I guess I turn to the druid and I say, if we do get into trouble, can you pluck us out if we need it?
Leaving the Dreamland is not a simple matter. If it was, I simply would have done so. It is when you wish to leave Dreamland and be incarnated in your body, requires sleeping and dreaming of your waking self. And thus we will need to find a safe place for us to do this within Dreamland, and you will appear as if waking up. So there is a period of time in the waking world where you are vulnerable. Because essentially what you wake up, like it's not unlike you just wake up where you are. So your body will appear, but you'll be unconscious for a bit of time before you do so.
It's sounding less like an infiltration tactic, more like, again, if we kill the Countess in Dreamworld, does she die in real life? Do we have a better chance at attacking the castle in Dreamworld than we do? They won't be... I would suspect that the Countess is less likely to suspect us attacking her.
If it is her.
If it is her, it might just be that monster that was below.
Either way, if we get rid of the monster below, that might create an alternate entrance
Agreed.
for us.
They might not realize it, and we can come from underneath.
The way I see it, while we're here in Dreamland, going to Kesselholm, ridding it of what we find there, searching for the axe. No matter what, even if we don't kill the Countess by doing that, it solves problems and opens doors for us.
Agreed.
If we can get the axe, then we have a way to help Rickard.
Tadek, how much time can you give us we know that you were trapped here and that you are exhausted along with the other druids.
Yes, we would like to go. That's
We can meet you back at the circle, but how much time can you give us if you were to give us time to, or we must remind you that this is imperative.
We must all travel back the same way together, and we're happy to travel with you towards Kesselholm, and you can investigate what it looks like on this side of the dream. As far as I know from my wanderings, there is no castle in Dreamland.
Huh.
So when the Zoog said that the axe was in Kesselholm,
It means different things to different people that inhabit this place.
Are you saying that the castle does not exist in Dreamland?
The spot where it rests does, but there's no castle there.
that's odd. Must not have been dreaming big enough when we built it. Not
You
that
must
we built it,
remember that it takes a power that things built by mortals must resonate powerfully to manifest in Dreamland. A castle is a mighty building, but only a few people inhabit it, only a few dreamers. A city, on the other hand, captures the dreams and imaginations of thousands. Thus, it is etched into the mind, the fabric of Dreamland. The Dreamland is not just the dream of us walking. When any mortal dreams, their mind wanders Dreamland. What they imagine, what they think of, it shapes it. That is just the way our dreams are. And so Dreamland reflects both the mortal imagination and a strange possibility.
Then if it doesn't extend into the dream world, we can...
And again, that's not to say that the place where the castle is built is not in Dreamland. It just is that there is not a castle there in the corresponding Dreamland.
It's still worth checking out, I think.
we might be able to find that cave. We might understand more about the foundations.
That is the bones of the earth. The cave may exist in Dreamland. And for the Zoogs, creatures who live in trees and dwell in caverns, what is a cave if not a castle?
So it sounds like we're heading for a dream cave in search of a moon axe to save Rickard and kill the Countess. Very well. Sounds like our course of action. Does anybody...
We know how to travel quickly in Dreamland. We can meet you at the stones in... I don't know how to tell time here. Don't even...
No.
No.
I also, it might benefit us to sit down, light a fire, tend to our wounds.
Yes, but let's leave the city.
Yes.
Johann turns to you, Wilhelm. So you're going now.
It is imperative that I do so. But the news of your survival of what happened in Drakkenheim is something I was not expecting. And I feel like I can't just leave you there. So it sounds like despite all my attempts to avoid that city, Johann, I do want to say that I will be back to try to help you.
Be careful, Wilhelm. There are going to be many people who will not be pleased knowing that you still live.
suspected. I've been hiding my name for a long time, but now I'm starting to run out of places to hide. As I'm getting wrapped up in all of this, it doesn't seem like the name will stay hidden much longer.
I will keep the castle. I do not know whether you shall be where you shall take your place in what is happening. But I hope to see you in the waking world.
As I you.
With that, the druid you meet up with Stoneheart and the other druids who rejoice at the sight of Charlemagne and Tadok. The group of you together are able to make your way out of the dream of Drakkenheim and into the countryside, where you make a much more secure camp than you had before. And
We can tiny hut. I can fit a lot of people in there.
the
rest?
druids can heal your wounds, but you cannot benefit from a long rest. You can take a short rest, however. And in this moment, you all gain a level. So we're going to take a break so they can do that. And we are back from our break as our characters gather outside the dreamy haze of Drakkenheim. The druids conjure up a dream fire as you reflect on your experiences and gain your level. What? So you've all reached level 9. What are you taking?
So I get, as a fighter, Indomitable. So I get to reroll one of those saving throws every long rest, and I get an increase in my proficiency bonus.
Sweet.
I also gain an increase in my proficiency bonus, and I'm going to gain Panache, which allows me to talk to people, either to coerce them into a duel or to charm them, depending on the situation.
Through the gifts of Bruce, I am able to learn forgetting a spell and learning 2 new telekinesis and synaptic static.
Nice.
Bruce treated me well. And gaining 1 more Eldritch invocation, I have reached into... Bruce has given a very special page in my tome, the book, and through the gift of the protectors, you may both write your name in, and if you ever drop to 0 hit points, you don't. He will protect you with his eldritch power.
Oh, thanks, Bruce.
Is your name also in there?
Yeah, I'll add it in.
Okay,
It's
cool.
somewhere in there.
So
Yeah,
all
I think-
3 of us.
Yeah, I think I should.
Now, just remember that only one of you can benefit from it. So the first person to use it, that's all.
And then I have to. Then I got to go for a long sleep because it takes a lot of power to bring you back from the dead.
So 1 use per short. Okay. Or long rest. Sorry. Interesting. Okay.
So we don't all want to die, but if one of us goes down,
Yeah.
we don't.
And also, when you're writing your name in the page, please don't skip ahead or behind into other pages. You absolutely should not comprehend. No, don't.
Hey, what's that say?
Don't try to read it.
Something about a cat door?
It's his diary.
Yeah.
The
Had a
final,
great day in Dreamland.
the final thing that I will also grant you, in your book of ancient secrets appears the contact other plane spell.
For Bruce. Yes. Thank you, Bruce.
And Bruce says, "Now that you have glimpsed to the other side, you will need to use this magic should you have questions of me. For all the knowledge I can teach you in the waking world, you have now learned." So in other words, if you have a question for Bruce about magic, spells, or anything, you're going to have to use Contact Other Plane from here on out.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, we
Unless-
lost our,
Can we just chat? We can chat though.
Yeah.
Like we can
You
have
can
like
you can obviously chat and you'll be able to use the Arcana skill that you now have, But if you want to tap into Bruce's knowledge, you'll have to use Contact Other Plane.
I'm big fan.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Big fan.
Okay. With that, guided by Tadek, as Tadek draws up the flames that you have rested around, he draws them up into a spectral lantern, and he says, "Now that I am with you, for the magic that brought us here was my doing, I can guide us through the Dreamlands in a more safe way. Obviously, it's not perfect, as you saw with my own people. There are always creatures that can attack us. There are always unexpected things that can occur. But in the meantime, we will not, while we travel together, we will not get lost. And so we can make our way more expediently. I understand you want to go back to Kesselholm, so we can travel there together. We will wait for you while you look and investigate, and then we will travel back to the stone, and then we will take it from there. Please be mindful of the phase of the moon," says Tadek. "We can't tarry long unless you want to lose more time."
Understood.
Okay. With and furthermore, Tadek says, Charlemagne, as a creature of the Dreamland, will also keep us safe as we travel through it. So it will be much less dangerous than it was before. So, given that, you would like to make for Kesselholm?
Yeah.
Okay. As you travel across the Dreamland, through vistas where here and there you spy a sleepy village where scenes of the villagers' dreams play out. There, you walk through the village and you can see in each home where there are people sleeping, they're awash with activities as people dream of their days, of their everyday lives. Sometimes strange things appearing, like the time that horse crashed through the market and then turned into a bunch of balloons.
Classic.
You feel as you do so that Charlemagne's energy brings the lighter spirit of Dreamland. And Tadek echoes and says, "Yes, it is well known that where the unicorns walk through the Dreamlands, the mortals there dream well. It is a subtle blessing to walk through these lands. So hopefully these people will sleep better this evening." And as you walk it, Tadek explains that even your presence, well, you might not be able to see the sleepers, even your presence passing through can influence other people's dreams. So those villages that you walk through, they may dream of strange cats and unicorns and druids and warriors, for that is the echo of Dreamland. It reverberates both ways. And so as you walk through the dreams of other mortal dreamers who are not able to manifest themselves in the Dreamland, you, at one point, once again, as you get close to the Kesselwald, you see the rider on the hill, Wilhelm.
There he is again. Do you all see that?
Do we see them?
Make a perception check.
21.
24.
Yeah,
I see him.
There he is.
but he's always out of the horizon.
I'm going to ask Tadek very quickly. I'm going to be like, this rider, he's been tracking me all through the Dreamland. Do you know who this is?
I've heard that around Kesselholm, in the waking world, there's been sightings of a rider
Is this the very same?
or a dream. If that rider haunts the nightmares of people in the Kesselwald, it may be the same rider, but it may just be the power of nightmares. It is true that fear more readily finds its way into a corporeal form in dreamland than delight.
How far, like, if I'm stepping towards the rider, would I suspect it's within earshot, or is it too far?
The best way that I can describe it is you see the rider on the horizon, and as you approach, the rider is always on the horizon.
I'm going to try to call out to the rider. And
Okay.
I call out, "Come forth, I just wish to talk to you."
You call out, and the rider turns away. The rider appears several other times as you make this journey that feels like it lasts days. But you look up and the moon does not change its phase. And you call out to it 3 more times. And by the 3rd time, it seems like it might be closer. But by then, as you crest the next hill, there is the place where Castleholm Village should be. And it is but a crossroads written against a dream, and the castle of Kesselholm is but a grove of great trees perched on the rocky crag.
I mean, they said the castle wouldn't be here, but it's still strange to be here not seeing it.
It's very strange. I recognize the hills, the tree lines, the water. It's all familiar, but it's empty. It's bizarre.
But they said the caves would still be there.
Yes. Was Wilhelm aware that there were caves under the castle, or is this kind of new for him?
This is news to you.
Yeah, those caves. I lived here my whole life. Had no idea that we had deep caves beneath our castle.
You know these grounds better than anyone.
Seemingly not, but I suppose maybe.
Try to imagine. Find I was gonna say find a beacon or some kind of standing point, but if everything's balloons and stuff, it's hard.
I mean, there's the old trees in the hill that I could recognize next to where the castle should be.
As you walk up to follow along the road, that the path that the road would have taken, there isn't a road. There isn't a path. You recall that Kesselholm straddles a ravine that leads into Lake Dray.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a rocky ravine, which reaches up to about 100 feet below the rocky rivers below where the bridge was that you fell from that fateful day. And as you come up to it, the tree line is there with many more trees, and looking closely, the well is there. In the well that's in the courtyard. But it is merely a few rocks upon stone. And looking roughly out, you can see that the shape of the castle is reflected in the last few stones that would be on its foundation. As if the castle itself was a broken dream.
It's not that the castle isn't here, it's that the castle has fallen, it seems.
Or was never built up properly. Not in the dream world, at least.
does not extend properly into Dreamworld.
I mean, I don't want to read too deeply into this. It might depress me, but it seems that perhaps my homecoming is that of broken dreams.
Do you walk a lonely road?
The only road that I have ever known. I don't know where it goes.
You've
But
been
it's
with
only
Rudy
me.
for a bunch of your
And I
life.
walk... Oh, yeah, you guys are here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting this. Get out of it. Get out of it. Snap out of it, man.
Sorry.
So dramatic. Oh my.
Yeah. This way, yeah, this is...
Well, at least we know what we can get down there in the well. That's where we came up last time.
The well led to the basement of the castle, though. Are we... Like, how close are we to...
As close as you want to be.
I'm going to start walking towards the well because I want to look down it.
So the thing is that in order to walk close to the well, you'd normally have to cross the bridge, which isn't there.
Don't worry, I have this. I kind of kneel, and I'm just going to think really, really hard about that bridge and remember it as best I can. The moment that I fought.
Make a wisdom saving
I
throw.
wanted to cast guidance.
He's making a saving throw.
You're gonna get hurt.
Don't worry, it's wisdom.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
That's going to be a 6.
Immediately, the memory comes over you.
Oh,
The feeling of a blade being driven into your eye, and the whoosh of the air around you as you fall into blackness. And Rudy and Wrath, Wilhelm throws himself off the ravine.
I jump after him.
Okay. You jump.
I got his feet.
To catch him. Okay. The two of you can roll. If you want to catch Wilhelm, you can roll me acrobatics or athletics.
I imagine that I'm just there, like, and I start concentrating, and my eyes just go black, and I just fall forward
And then I roll
towards the ravine.
to catch Wrath.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not still big, are you, Rudy?
no, but I
I got a 14.
25.
The two of you it's kind of like a moment where Wilhelm throws himself, Wrath throws himself, grabs his feet, Rudy, so the three of you, and you collapse and slam through, and there's kind of like this human chain of like all three of you falling forward, but Rudy holds steady, and so Wilhelm, you take 10 points of psychic damage, and Wrath, you take 5 points of psychic damage. And then all of you are just standing where you were before.
Oh, that didn't work. What happened?
Well, you kind of fell over the edge, and then Wrath grabbed you, and I grabbed him, and you both bonked your heads.
Did I manifest a bridge, though?
No.
Oh. Oh, man.
It is not that easy.
I thought I could just dream it up and it would be there. My eye hurts.
How far is the chasm?
The gap.
The gap is about 60 feet. It widens at the top, and then it's a rocky kind of cliff that goes down, and then the river at the bottom kind of snakes. So it's like a snaking ravine that connects back to the lake and across. It's not a hard-looking climb down. And of course, another way would be to just walk way back around or walk to the other, like continue walking around to where the ravine starts.
I touch my companions on either shoulder and I say, wait for my signal. And then I cast fly.
Okay. And that affects all three of you, because it's a 5th level slot.
Thanks,
And-
Wrath.
And then you fly.
I'm going to just keep flying then. I'm not going to land on the other side. I'm just going to Superman over to the well.
Okay.
I make a swimming.
The well has no roof, no bucket, no rope. Just 3 layers of upturned stone around a 4-foot wide well. There's barely, like, as I said, it's barely there. There's just perching atop where, and there's oddly, there's a few plants that are where they are in their planters in the garden, and there's a stone or two that is where it would be in the sort of the paved part of the garden, but the rest of the kind of courtyard garden isn't there. And here you can clearly see like it is the echo, or just the raw foundations of the walls in rock, with essentially in a sort of leave no stone upon stone sort of situation.
Fixing my singular goggle of night over my eye, I peer down towards the well. Can I see down it?
Yeah, you can. You see that there is liquid at the bottom. Because your dark vision is black and white, it's a very dark liquid.
How long do we fly for?
10 minutes.
I mean, probably easiest if we fly down the well.
I agree. Rudy?
And I jump down the well, but I'm just like floating down.
Okay.
I float
You
down
fly
after.
down the well,
I
which
follow.
which here, whereas before the well was not that deep, it led right into a cistern. Here in the Dreamland, the well is nearly 60 feet deep before you come to the water at the bottom.
So without the improvements made by your forefathers, this is the natural.
Perhaps the
place.
well was here well before.
He's back.
There's something
He's back, everyone.
not quite normal about the water.
I'd stay away from the water. Seems
Sick.
strange. Not actually water, maybe.
Floating above it, I'm gonna look around. Is there any ground to land on?
There's no ground at the bottom of the well, but looking around, there is liquid seeping through the stones of the well that collect in the pool at the bottom.
And so is it
Between
just
the cracks in the stone, liquid is pouring in.
and so it's just like a pool
Yep.
and the well.
Yep. Just a pure cylinder-shaped shaft, 60 feet long, 60 feet deep, and then ostensibly at least 60 feet deep because that's where the water starts. It could be deeper, but after 60 feet, that's where the water begins.
Wherever the liquid is leaking through the rocks, I'm going to go just above where the water's leaking and see if the stones of the cylinder are loose at all.
Yeah, you could probably pry one of them away.
Again, above where the water's
Yeah.
leaking. Like
Yep.
just above.
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to remove one of the bricks.
Okay. You'll need to use your thieves' tools to kind of pry it free, but with enough work, you pull the brick out.
Is there anything behind it?
The earth is made of flesh,
I was hoping for
Raw
a cavern.
sinew, not earth. It's like when you skin an animal, what's left after you pull the skin away.
Oh.
So I pull the brick out, hoping for a cavern beyond, and I go like right up and peer in, and it's just flesh. And it appears we're inside a living. I'm going to look up. Does the top of the well seem different from in here, or does it still just seem like
Feels humid down here. Humid, wet, and cold. That cold, humid feeling.
I think we should leave immediately.
Back.
Yes,
All right.
right now.
Okay. And I fly back up.
I'm going to start flying back up as well.
Okay, you fly out of the well.
I'm in a conundrum.
Wrath, I think this well is alive. I say to you from the top.
This, whatever this thing is, does it live just in the dream world?
Each of you can roll me a d6.
That's a 5.
5.
6.
6, 5, and 5.
Five.
Okay.
Good work.
You hear a low groan and the sound of a dragging chain.
Wrath.
Do we know where it's coming from?
From the woods.
Back in the well.
I'm still at the bottom of the well. I haven't left the well.
Okay. So you stay in the well?
I'm going to fly back, but I'm going to like stay at the surface of the well and like try to like
There's
peek.
some heavy feet, a dragging chain, and a creaking, rattling sound. Sound of a rattling bucket. The footsteps and the chains are drawing close to the well. What do you do?
I pull my hood up. Is there any give, or is this a straight cylinder?
Straight cylinder, straight down.
I'm going to. I don't know about you guys. Sorry. I'm just going to take my cloak and I'm going to push myself up against and try to look like a rocky
Okay.
crag on the wall. And I'm going to try to do it above Rudy and Wrath to try to block a view of them. And
Okay.
I'm going to hide.
Sure. You can make a stealth check. And if you would like to give up advantage, these two can make their stealth checks with advantage.
I will give up my advantage to try to cover them.
And I press against the... And you're flying, so it's easy to hold there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm just going
Yep.
to... I go right up against it, and I have my cloak, which can resemble...
Good thing.
25.
15.
25.
Okay.
This is the only time we've ever been stealthy is when you
I rolled a
covered
1
us.
and a 19.
I rolled a
Okay.
4 and a 20.
I rolled a 2. But I still got a 15.
A large hand stops against one of the tallest remaining brick of the well, and you hear the rattling of a chain in a bucket as a bucket goes flying down the well. Wilhelm, make a dexterity saving throw.
That's going to be 23.
The bucket, like, you just it sails past down and lands in the liquid with a blorping sploosh sound, more like a blosh than a splash. And you hear this low humming. Did you carry your knife? Yes, sir. Did you shine your shoes? Yes, sir. Did you bury your rake? Yes, sir. As you hear the bucket hauled back up with this sloshing, viscous liquid in it.
Do we recognize the voice?
No.
I try to just look up a little bit. I just try to see if I can catch a glimpse of the face above me.
Okay, make a perception check.
It's going to be 13.
Without breaking your cover, can't see.
I don't want to risk it. I'm like trying to get it, but I don't want to move my head too much. So I'm just trying to move my eyes and it's not working.
The
So
bucket moves past your face. It smells like hot blood.
better than cold blood, I guess. Is it? I don't know.
Did you go across the river? No, sir. Did you bury your tracks? Yes, sir. Did the moon see you? No, sir. And the bucket pulls back up and the footsteps start walking away.
As they start walking away, I'm going to quickly like fly up, and I just want to poke my head out of the well as the footsteps are walking in the other direction.
You see a hunched, hooded figure holding the bucket, the chains dragging behind it as it walks back towards the wood line. It has a hood over it.
I signal to Rudy.
It
and
must be at least 12 feet tall.
I signal to Rudy and Wrath, and I see it. Should we follow?
I reach into your mind. We're coming. And I'm gonna nudge Rudy.
I'm going to very quietly, since I can fly, I imagine that I won't make much sound. And I'm going to attempt to, like, is there any trees between me and it? Any hills?
It's
any
moving
rocks?
back towards the tree line, but part of the tree line meets the ravine,
Yeah.
and that's where it's walking towards. And as it walks towards where the tree line meets the ravine, to the north, it looks like it might be taking steps down the ravine.
I'm going to, like, wait till... So I'm, like, watching it, and as soon as it, like, disappears down the steps, I soar in that direction.
Okay. You soar forward, and you can still hear it say, "Did you bury your knife?" "Yes, sir." As it walks down a very narrow set of steps that lead along the ravine towards a yawning cavern mouth at the base of the waterline.
And I'm just going to perch there and watch the creature go in and wait for these two to catch up.
I'm gonna catch up, but I'm gonna stay back from Wilhelm about 30 feet. And right now, I'm just going to give him updates on how long he has left on fly.
Okay, you've got
So I'm sort of keeping this
more,
arcane,
well over half the duration.
I'm keeping this sort of arcane timer. And so I just whisper in your ear, "You have 5 minutes remaining."
I look back at you two. I'm going in. And I'm going to... So, okay. There's the ravine. And there's steps that go down to, like, a cave.
Mm-hmm.
Can I fly to the top of the cave and, like, kind of upside down perch so that my head is just poking from the top of the cave? So, like,
So you're gonna fly down and look into the cave
from above it.
from above it. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And because I have my cool boots, I'm actually gonna stick my feet on there, and I'm going
Yeah,
to
yep.
to now I'm not even flying anymore. Now I'm just Spider-Man perched.
You perch down, looking over, and immediately you can see inside the cave. You can smell guano, bat droppings, and you hear just kind of the light screeching of bats in this cave. It reaches down into the darkness. The opening itself is about 20 feet wide, and it kind of forms like almost like from the front. It's like this wide yawning entrance, 20 feet wide and about 15 feet tall, that has a middle sort of supporting pillar, so that from a distance it would almost look like it was two separate entrances, but it's just one entrance with an immediate like full stalagmite meeting to support the opening. The creature has walked into it. There's the wide stone steps continue almost like flagstones down into the darkness.
I look back up towards where you guys... Have you come to the edge?
I'm following and I'm keeping, so so you just see me kind of appear like I'm staying about 30 feet back. Are you staying with me, Rudy?
I'd say I'm about 10 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm staying back and sort of just watching.
I'm actually going to float back to you guys and explain, like, there's stairs that go down into darkness. Do we pursue? This is probably the caves beneath the castle.
It's easier than going down a cave that's full of flesh.
Yeah.
Removing the castle from this place has made it much easier.
I know that when the flight wears off, I'm going to have the benefits of my boots. So I do think that if you guys do stay back, it's going to be better, especially when flight runs out.
You have some time, but not much time. I'm going to use my rod to regain a spell slot, and I'm going to let you go, and
I'm actually...
I'm going to let you go.
Thank you. Bear with me on this. I'm going to take my cloak. I'm going to take the corners of my cloak, and I'm going to tuck them into my boots.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when I'm on the ceiling, it's not a dangling cloak. It's
Okay.
like just it's up against
Sure,
me.
sure. That makes sense. That's that. Yeah, I buy that.
That's
Yeah.
healthy.
Okay.
And that way, if I need to hide, I can just push up against the ceiling and be a cloak. It's well thought out. This is my hiding mechanism. I'm going to need a cloak with straps that can go on my ankles.
I imagine that your cloak has straps on it.
Okay,
For this
I-
exact moment, like it just wraps around like a little
I'm like a
attachment.
It's the
I'm
dream
like a-
world, so.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Because now it's attached to my boots and I can just like and I'm going to fly and stick to the ceiling, and I'm going to start Spider-Manning along the ceiling down the cavern.
Okay. You Spider-Man along the ceiling, but there's bats on the ceiling.
So you're Batman.
Okay, I'm no longer Spider-Man. I'm Batmaning along the ceiling. This is a problem. I guess if I rouse the bats, they'll make a lot of noise. All right. I'm going to drop in superhero land on the steps.
Okay.
And with my cloak pulled up tight, I venture. I look back and I like beckon you guys to follow, and I'm going to venture deeper.
The path that you're on leads back towards where the castle foundations would be. The direction that you were going would connect back. If there's a structure underneath, whatever Rudy's familiar went down in the waking world, you're walking towards where that is now.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm going full stealth.
Do we have time?
4.
Yeah, what are Rudy and Wrath doing?
I want to talk to the bats.
Okay.
I want to spend the time to speak with animals as a ritual.
Cool. This will end the fly spell, just so you know.
Yes. So once we're grounded and you're walking.
I'm walking, but if you guys stop, I'm imagining that like I'm perched somewhere with my cloak up, and I'm just listening, watching, and waiting.
So I believe if we are chasing this creature into the mouth, we may know more about what it is. And Bruce taught me a long time ago how to speak with animals. It's one of the first tricks he taught me.
Okay.
So if we wish to take this slow, I may be able to understand more about the habits of this cave.
All right.
Yeah. Is the creature gone? Has it moved well into the thing that Wilhelm was tracking?
At best, so just before you decide to commit to this, at best, it's 100 feet from the entrance of the cave, from the entrance to wherever it's ended up. So you're not far away from it.
Okay.
I can be on
Unless
the
it
lookout.
goes deeper underground. But,
We can't tell.
yeah.
If you want to do
That's
this,
one
I can,
idea.
I
That's
can
one
be a
idea.
watch. Like
Yeah.
if
So
it,
it is entirely possible that a conversation held at the entrance of the cave could be heard from within.
I mean, I say we just follow it.
Okay.
Let's just follow it.
Okay. I'm going to continue leading us into the depths.
Okay, so
Yeah, we're
everyone's-
gonna just keep flying for as
okay,
long as we
You're
can.
gonna keep flying in. Okay. You can. So, Wilhelm, you can make another stealth check for me, but the other two don't need to.
Uh, 30.
You head through the twisting tunnel passage as it gently slopes downward, past shadowy bones and pools of water that are definitely not water. You hear the chanting still echoing in the distance, and you hear a splatter and a splash of pouring liquid, and the bucket being dropped with an echo that reverberates down the cave. And with that, you continue down to the edge of the cave before it opens up into a very large chamber. This chamber would be right underneath the foundations of the castle. It is about 40 feet high, and you can actually see at the top there is a strange, shimmering mirror at the top of the cave. It's hard to tell from how you've traveled if you're under the castle, like how far under the castle you are. But it glows slightly red, illuminating the whole room with soft red light. There are bones scattered about, and you see throughout the room, out of the corner of your eye, reflections of crystalline shapes. But they're not here. You feel you smell ozone and the electric feeling of when you're around a lot of delirium. But there's no delirium in sight. At the center of this chamber is an altar that bears a bloated, goat-headed statue, and beside it, the hooded figure is pouring blood over top of the statue. As the blood trickles down the statue out to its outstretched hand, it trickles down along its awful arm, and drops of blood sip down, and standing before, holding a goblet, is Constance Kleinkessel. And as the drops of blood drip into the goblet, she waits.
Are there any stalactites up on the ceiling?
Yeah.
I'm going to quietly from the entrance fly up to one of the stalactites, place my feet onto it so that I'm now sticking to it, and try to I want to be on the opposite side of it so that I'm using it as like a pillar to hide
The
behind.
statue grips in one hand a massive silver axe.
Can I get up there just fine?
Make a stealth check.
I mean, can you still fly?
Am I yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Am
still
I
got it.
rolling to hide or just for stealth?
You're rolling to be silent.
Okay. That's going to be 24.
Okay. You walk up along the ceiling, and you watch as the haunched figure finishes pouring the bucket out over the statue, and Constance drinks from the goblet.
As I'm watching this, I'm going to start looking around the room. Is there... I'm trying to spot... What am I trying to spot? I'm searching the room. First, if I can ask a couple questions.
Yeah.
is our entrance the only way that I see in or out of this cavern?
Aside from what you see on aside from what might be on the ceiling, yes.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna make sure I got my minis. Okay, carry on. Keep asking questions. They can hear us just fine.
And Rudy and I are close.
You're back at the...
We're just like, but we're watching from the distance.
Yeah.
Do we see the Countess, or is it only known?
You would have to
right now?
come in much closer
Yeah.
to see her.
So
yeah.
we don't know.
Do we at least see the mirror on the ceiling?
No, if you were able to see anything in this room,
Yeah.
she would see you immediately.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Then
Are there any, like, I don't know, any good hiding spots? Like, is there anything on the ground that works?
Yeah, so what's notable is that Constance also has giant red bat wings.
Cool.
Just the takeaway, big takeaway.
I'm looking around the room and I'm like, giant bat wings, one entrance. All right. From my vantage point, can I see my friends at all?
No,
No.
no, because the entrance curves right around.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You were able to sneak in, but yeah.
I don't even trust sending Houdini in at this point.
I'm gonna keep watching. Is Constance saying anything? She's just drinking. Is the other figure saying anything?
No. But she is gazing deeply into the eyes of the statue. She finishes her cup and drops it on the ground. And she turns to the creature and says, "I'll have another one." And the creature picks up the bucket and begins walking towards the exit.
Can we still fly?
Okay, how much fly time we got? Like
Roll me a d4.
yeah, we're getting close. We got a 2.
That's how many minutes you have left.
Oh, do we go up to the ceiling?
Uh,
It's gotta come this way, right?
yeah, I cling to the ceiling.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. The two of you can make stealth checks.
Uh-oh. 17.
15.
Sorry, 18. It's now +5.
Sorry.
15.
18.
The creature walks past you, still muttering, "Did the moon see you? No, sir." You see the stretched flesh across its body and the skeletal face.
And this creature's like 12 feet tall,
Yeah.
right? Like it's huge.
Yeah, clad in a cloak. Its arms are bizarrely long. Like its arms reach down to its ankles. And its hands are huge.
That's strange. So we're just on the ceiling.
I'm looking for my friends. Like, I wait for it to leave, and I'm looking around. Constance is still there.
Yeah.
Is her back turned to me?
She's facing the statue, so yes.
We can't communicate.
I was looking for.
Is there anything Bruce can sneak in? Maybe give us a view of what's going on?
The only other trick I have is we have about 2 minutes left. Maybe it's getting close to a minute left of
You can
fly.
roll me 3d6.
Wait, each. Him?
No, just him.
A 6, a 3, and a 4.
Yeah, you've got 13 rounds left.
Okay.
What's my fly speed when I'm flying?
60.
Okay. How far away am I from?
You can be wherever you want in the room. You don't have to ask me.
I
but
know, just-
once you. But actually, I want to know where you are in the room.
Because it's
I
40
imagine
feet.
Yeah.
The ceiling's 40 feet.
that I'm like right here.
Okay. Well, then we'll just grab this guy here. So.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to do?
Clearly.
I am going to attempt an assassination. I know that I'm not an assassin,
Okay.
but with flying, I'm going to, with her back turned and me now alone with her, I like lightly, I don't like whiz down, but I fly, I drift towards her, I pull out my blade, and I'm going to attempt to surprise stab her in the back.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Where are we? Are we over there?
We're like,
Or is it here?
yeah, this is the entrance, right?
Oh, okay.
So we're over.
It's going to be a 25.
Okay. You soar down. I guess roll for initiative.
Oh my gosh. You're so quiet.
So sneaky.
I don't see a better opportunity to attack her than when she's alone in this room. I don't know if it's going to work out, but
Cut your bullets
it
Yeah,
I
you're
built
setting
my
it up.
ballista. Yeah.
on the ceiling.
Oh.
Crit ballista. Oh, and that guy's not there anymore, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can,
this guy's left. Yeah.
he can go. He can go wait over here. 'Cause he'll
Okay.
come back.
Wilhelm, what do you got for initiative?
23.
23. Okay. And Rudy?
14.
14.
And I got a 19.
Okay.
Best initiative I've ever rolled as Wrath, I think. That was 18 on the
What do you have,
die.
a plus?
1.
Oh, I got plus 2.
I usually get like a 4, so this is a really nice
Okay.
change of pace.
So, Wilhelm, you do indeed get to act first.
I come up behind her and I drive my blade.
As you place your hand on her shoulder, the shadows, it passes right through her shadowy form. And she turns around, looks you in the eye, and says, "Stupid boy."
Come on. I had that.
no!
This was the prime rogue moment. I've been robbed.
What does that mean?
Cool.
As she melts into shadow,
Mm-hmm.
her laughter It's so lovely knowing that the creatures of the night will spread whatever rumors you tell them. How convenient that your greed brought you here. And as she dissipates into shadow, the blood-soaked statue creeps to life. What would you like to do now? You've used your action to attack. So...
Now, does he notice when his hand goes through, or does he go for the full stab? Does he do the
yeah,
Wilhelm
he's going
stab?
for the full stab, yeah.
I literally Wilhelm Sobral. No. Oh. Oh
And then
no.
she's laughing at you.
Oh. Oh no! And then like I look up and the statue starts to move. Oh no! Oh no! And I cunning action dash away.
You can fly 120 feet.
I cunning action out of the room.
Oh, are we still flying?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
I just like I push off. And
Well, hold on. That was a lot of movement there. So you moved up to her. So you used 30 feet of movement to get down to her.
okay, so I have 90 feet left
Yeah.
if I dash.
Okay. And as you move towards the entrance, make a dexterity saving throw.
Flying.
That's going to be 20.
Okay. As you move towards the entrance, a curtain of flame covers up the opening, and you stop yourself just before you walk through the fire.
Great. Great. So great. This is the best situation I could ever imagine being in. That's my bonus action. That's my action. That's my movement. I dart towards this corner, and I'm brave. I am brave. Did I get surprise?
Yeah, technically you did. So yeah, you can act again if you want to.
I am going to talk to the statue,
Okay.
and I'm going to attempt to use panache. Is it hostile towards me?
It is.
Oh, this might not go well. No, then I'm not going to do that. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Okay, so it seems the statue seems angry at me.
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
What?
I'm gonna shoot a bolt at the statue.
Okay.
Shoot it with your crossbow, Steve. I am scared, and I roll a 1.
All right.
I fire. It goes right past it. I load up another bolt slowly and looking at the wall of fire, me alone in this chamber, and I let out a sigh and I attempt to fire again.
Okay.
That time I get a 27 to hit.
That is a hit.
No
Yeah.
sneak attack though. I do 7 damage. The bolt sticks into it.
There it is. We got on the board.
It looks like it didn't care, I imagine.
No, it didn't care too much at all.
Does it still have the axe in its hand?
Rudy! Wrath! I could use some assistance.
Okay. The Countess,
She's
in
still
her shadowy shape, you hear her laughing, echoing through the halls. But give me a perception check, Wilhelm.
Gladly. Nine.
Okay. Well, the demon statue is going to replace her in the initiative order. And it rumbles, and as it does so, the outer stone of the statue cracks away, revealing the form of a bloated, fleshy, demonic creature with a little itty bitty pair of black wings.
Aww.
Oh no.
And it steps down off the pedestal. It reeks and it drools with its massive maw. Steps down, and as it opens its mouth, it emits scintillating, multicolored light. Around it, it begins to reverberate with a pure sense of horror as it steps down towards you, and it actually only has a speed of 20 feet, so that's the furthest it can go.
Yay! Small victories.
What are you gonna do?
So I'm hearing all this.
Yeah.
But I'm staring at a giant wall of fire.
Yes, you see the wall of fire burst into place.
Help.
Knowing what I know about magic is don't laugh when I say that. It undermines my whole authority on magic
Sorry.
when you both laugh like that. Is it hot on this side?
The flames are not hot on this side. Well, the flames are hot, but it's not. It's a wall of fire, but it's not the wall of fire that does like the damage to 20 feet out of it. It's just going to do damage if you pass through it.
I look at Rudy after hearing what we heard and like the Wilhelm scream. And I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna fly through the fire.
All right. You fly through the fire.
Fly through the fire.
You take 20 points of fire damage. Make a concentration check.
Now, the other thing I did, my other gift, was Bruce had given me the gift of the depths during his during the fight with
Yeah.
what was her name?
The Duchess.
The Duchess. But that has since passed, and now I have taken on the Eldritch mind.
So you have advantage on your concentration.
So that's, and I get a whopping 22. Is that enough?
To still keep concentrating on fly, it absolutely is.
But as I fly through, I stop and see this giant creature.
Welcome to the party, Wrath.
And I'm going to change my focus, and I'm going to cast telekinesis.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to attempt to push the creature back away from us.
Sorry, you're not going to grab it, you're just going to push it away.
Yeah, I'm going to grab it. Because I can grab it, right? But then, like, I can push it.
Yeah, I think as you exert your will on it, so you can try to move it. You make an ability check with your spellcasting ability contested by its strength. You move it, and then it's restrained.
Okay, I'm going to move it. I'm going to attempt to move it 30 feet. I get a... it's my spellcasting?
Yeah, so your charisma plus your proficiency.
16.
I get 13.
So I grab this creature and I send it back towards the podium.
Cool. Huh. So that's not a saving throw. That's a strength check. So my magic resistance doesn't help me.
Oh, Wrath.
might be-
Thanks for coming here, Wrath.
And it's not a legendary creature, but I can't legendary resistance that either. Interesting.
Wow.
You found the loophole. You did it.
I take no credit for it.
You know, Wrath, you just saved me.
And then Bruce is also going to try to jump through the fire.
Okay. Bruce is going to take 15 points of fire damage.
So he's at 35 health. And he has a little bit less... He can move 40 feet. Can he get up to the creature after running in, or no? That's too far.
He would have to dash to get up right up.
Yeah, so he's going to stay back with me.
Okay.
He's going to come out of the way so Rudy can enter the fire pit.
Coming back from his trip to the well
Oh
is our friend, the Bloodwell Collector, who tears his cloak off, revealing the emaciated but muscled body underneath, and his long, lengthy arms and huge hands, and his fingernails grow as long as swords as he comes up behind you, Rudy.
That was a
He has to
fast
dash to
trick.
get back up to you, but he's right behind you now.
and he's a large creature?
He is a large creature. And he just comes behind, like you're about to.
Oh.
Rat flies out through the wall, and then behind you comes this thing. Give
There.
me-
He fits.
Did you shine your knife? Yes, sir. Oh. It's your turn, Rudy.
Cool. I am going to disengage,
Cool.
run.
It
and
makes
say-
an opportunity attack against you.
No, I disengage.
No, it doesn't matter. You are within its deadly reach.
Oh, fine, good.
It's fine.
Can I dash instead then?
It's too late now. It gets a natural 1 on its attack. Unfortunately.
And I say, Houdini, you're weak. Good luck. Houdini stays there.
Okay.
Oh my god, poor Houdini.
I go through the fire.
All right. You take 20 points of fire damage.
All right, cool.
Oh.
And I'm going to, as my bonus action, I'm gonna second wind. So I'm gonna get some of that back. So that's 15 back. And then I'm going to action surge,
Yes.
and I'm going to
I guess you could have gotten. No, that's where you could have gotten to.
fly 60 feet.
Oh, 60.
Oh, it flies
not
gone
flying
now.
anymore.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had to get rid of it.
You know what? I am going to.
And you disengaged, so you've used your action.
No, but I'm action surging.
Oh, your action surging?
Yeah.
30 could 5.
No, but I'm not flying.
No, I know, but you still have 30 feet movement. Or were you hoping to get up to it? Was that your original goal?
Yeah. But if I'm gonna action surge and I need extra movement, I'm gonna use my action surge to dash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get up to it?
I need the axe. And before I end my turn, can I, as I'm dashing up, can I look around? Is there any other exits?
No.
Nothing.
Aside for maybe that mirrored surface above.
The mirrored surface.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
shimmering surface above.
Okay. Because at least there was the way Houdini flew down before
Mm-hmm.
in the real world.
That was when the castle was there, though, so I'm wondering. Yeah.
Okay.
I might investigate that.
All right. And I say, boys, let's get out of here.
Wilhelm, it's your turn.
That mirror on the ceiling, does it look like it's physically there, or is it somewhat
It's more like
intan-
shimmering water. Like it's a mirrored shimmering water surface.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action dash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gonna knock Rudy around. This creature is currently restrained, right?
Yes.
So I have advantage on it.
On attack rolls against it, yes.
All right. So I want to be like in front of it. I'm
Okay.
Use the
using
table.
neither.
Here, use the table.
Yeah.
You love standing on things.
I do. So I run up to it using my dash action, and I'm going to attempt to stab this creature. Getting a 27 to hit.
You do have advantage.
Just check for a crit. 27.
Okay. Yep.
That's it.
And I'm
Nice
going
hit.
to... I now get 5d6 for my sneak attack.
Ooh.
24 to damage.
Nice.
And using the rest of my movement, just hop back.
Alrighty. The statue. As a very fleshy being now, it is locked in place, but it can still attack, and attack it shall.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage. Emitting a horrific, scintillating light. Rudy and Wilhelm, both of you can make wisdom saving throws.
I'm going to keep it. 15.
Okay,
2.
you succeed, you fail.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You are frightened
I
of
am.
it for 1 minute.
It's
Yeah.
been a scary
You can
time.
repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending it on a success. And then this thing is going to attack Rudy 3 times with its bite and twice with its claws. So first the bite. Actually, once with the bite, once with the claw, once with the axe. Bite. With disadvantage, the natural one.
Yeah.
With the axe. 16.
Nope.
Sorry, 19 actually, because it's the axe. It's a 19.
Shield.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna hit with the claw. Maybe. No. It's 24 hit through a shield. Oh. Get one in there.
Not going to hit with the claw.
That's gonna be 15 slashing damage as it manages to bring one blow through the telekinetic grip.
Ooh. Oh.
Wrath, it is your turn.
I seek to maintain the control on the
Okay.
creature.
We repeat the contest.
I get a 19.
I get a 20. No! No! As the claw comes down, it snaps out. You try to exert your grip, and it snaps out
I can't hold it. It's too big.
Yeah, you can always try again, right? The spell
Yeah,
is
yeah.
still in
So I
effect.
still have
Yeah.
it. And then I'm going to run towards Wilhelm over here. And then that's my turn. And then Bruce runs right after it.
Okay,
So he jumps up on the table where...
on the pedestal, yep.
and then he's going to use his Mind Whip action.
Okay, so I make an intelligence saving throw?
Correct DC. Is it my DC?
Yeah.
It would be now a 19.
I get a 13.
So,
Oh, wait, no. No, I lied. I'm
it's
very
intelligence.
sorry. I get a 18. I have a plus 9 on intelligence
Oh
saving
my
throw.
gosh.
Oh, yeah, I get an 18.
You still fail.
Do I
Taking,
really?
Because of that rod.
Oh, man. I'm too generous. I'm too nice.
Yeah, you're so nice. This is going so well.
Yeah, the rod pushed me to
In Rod we trust.
in rod we trust.
Yeah,
Save the
profici-
rod.
You got like a 3-point swing tonight.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
So 10 psychic damage,
Okay.
and pick a move, action, or reaction on your next turn.
Okay. I'll decide when it comes around to my turn.
As Bruce lashes out at this horrible monster.
Well, my bone claw, he's gonna run through the wall of fire.
Hey, we all did it. We all did it.
He takes 20 points himself.
What's
go
his movement?
His movement, and then he's gonna 40 feet, and then he's gonna dash. Ooh, that's a good question.
Who?
Yeah, he's gonna dash between Wilhelm and Wrath.
No.
I'm going to face Wrath with her.
Rudy, it's your turn.
Houdini's like, "Oh," all alone in the corridor.
alone.
Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to use my last little bit of magic and Hunter's Mark this big old guy right
Okay.
here. So that has concentration, and then I'm going to take 2 swipes at him because I want that axe, aiming for his arm with the axe. All right,
Hack that arm off. Take the axe.
hack it. 20 to hit.
It's a hit.
Woo! And then an extra D6. Let's see. Okay. 14
Okay.
damage.
Nice.
Second one. That is 24 to hit
All right, 2 hits.
with 17 damage.
Okay. There we go. Yep. Okay.
One half his arm off.
Your blood is mine. It cries out. We go to the top. Wilhelm.
Well, since I'm stuck between a well dude and a hard place, I guess I'm going to turn and I'm going to stab this guy
Okay.
to try to help Wrath out. I don't want to leave Wrath behind with a monster by himself. I can leave you behind with a monster by yourself.
That's true.
You're fine.
You're frightened, so you have disadvantage on your attack roll.
Oh, even against
Yeah.
everybody.
As long as you can see it, yeah.
What if I'm turning away? Okay, fine.
You're just trying not to look at it.
I'm not looking
You're just
at
pretending
it.
like it's not there. You can
It's
see
not
it in the
there.
reflection of the back of the.
It's not there if I can't see it.
chain.
Why is the ceiling a shimmering mirror? I can still see it. Oh, good.
Hey.
I rolled 2 16s, so that's gonna be 20, 25.
It is a hit. You just don't get any sneak attack.
Right. That's great. This is good news for me. That's gonna be 10 damage. And then I'm gonna move away.
Cool. You
Oh.
provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, even with my ability?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing doesn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't care. It gets a 19 to hit.
So even though it's not a disengage action.
I'm just ruling with this creature that you can't. Any ability like that negates opportunity attacks doesn't work against this creature.
All right. So what? I still made up my mind that I was going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you get to hit?
I get a 19.
Yeah. Cool. Let's kill me.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I deal 20 piercing damage,
I'm going to half that.
and it pulls you 10 feet towards it. You are grappled.
Oh no.
Oh
You know
no!
what? Let's just get me in his hands.
And they dance.
Let's just.
No, Wilhelm!
I stab him, and then I go to back away, and I go ha ha, and then he picks me up.
The demon statue is going to attack Rudy 3 times.
It only gets to do an attack, right?
Yeah, but it has does it? It
Yeah.
doesn't turn it into
No,
one attack.
no.
only,
I think
yeah?
it's but
Yeah.
he's gonna choose to attack.
He's just gonna go for it. Oh no!
I mean, he doesn't have to move. And he probably
Yeah.
doesn't have to use a reaction.
So his bite, I get a 16.
Nope.
His axe,
Working.
that's a cock die. I get a 25, and the claw, I get a crit.
Cool.
We're
because
fine.
he can't take reaction, so if you need to run away, you can.
The claw does 25 points of damage, and the with the crit, and the axe does 32 points of damage.
Are you still okay?
We're all so good.
I mean, remember, if I die, I don't die.
I
When do I die?
What if we all die?
I want to using telekinesis. I want to take the axe from his hand.
You want to try to pull the axe out of his hand.
Yeah.
So it must.
So if the object is worn or carried,
Yeah,
it's the
you must make
same.
an ability check contested by the strength check. Okay, if you succeed. Okay.
I'm gonna pull the axe from
Into
its,
Rudy's hand?
I get a 24.
I get a 14.
So I rip as the creature's preoccupied with Rudy. I rip the axe out of its hand and I place it in Rudy's.
I'm going to allow this.
And then Bruce is gonna run up behind because can't provoke opportunity, and then he's going to cast.
The axe shines with bright light in the hands of a shifter. Rudy, if you wish, you can attune to this weapon immediately.
Yes.
Okay.
Not even a question.
This is a +3 great axe. However, it has some powers. It has 8 charges, 1 for each of the phases of the moon. You can use 1 or more of the charges to cast one of the following spells from it. Fairy Fire for 1 charge, Moonbeam for 2 charges, or Aura of Vitality for 3 charges. Or Guiding Bolt for 1.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's a lot of people. Okay.
Moonbeam, Guiding Bolt, Fairy Fire.
Is it two-handed?
And Aura
It is
Vitality.
a 2-handed weapon.
Okay.
Yep. If you expend the last charge, you do have to roll a d20, and on a 1, it retains its bonus to attack rolls, but loses all other properties till the next new moon.
Ooh, until the next new moon. Wow. So there's Fairy Fire and Moonbeam. What was the other one?
Fairy Fire, Guiding Bolt, both 1 charge. Moonbeam, 2 charges, and Aura of Vitality, 3 charges.
Yes. Mission accomplished. Now we just have to
Run
survive.
away!
Run away! Okay, so Bruce now is gonna run,
Okay.
and he's gonna run over here to this creature, and he's gonna cast Dissonant Whisper.
An intelligence save.
Or Wisdom
Wisdom.
on a 19.
I get an 18.
Yes! He takes 20 points of psychic damage,
Okay.
and he has to run 40 feet that way.
Okay. And he lets go of Wilhelm then.
Yes!
Also, was I supposed to make a save against fear?
Yeah, you were. Roll it now.
Ooh, it's a 19 on the die.
You're not frightened anymore.
Oh, cool. Everything's coming up, Wilhelm.
Rudy,
okay?
it is your turn.
No.
I think we're gonna run away. I'm gonna disengage
Okay.
and then run.
Okay.
You got your axe and you're running.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna go?
No. Towards you guys.
Okay.
Group up!
Guys, we got what we needed. Do we need to?
If we kill these things here, then we need to... The castle. The Countess was here.
Yes.
I don't know how you guys are getting out.
And now she's not here.
How do we get out?
I mean, there
We
was
killed
fire,
them.
and then we go out the way we came in. I don't see what.
We just fly through the fire.
No, we kill them.
And I'm gonna, I guess, as my bonus action, I'm gonna shift. Wait, I can use a bonus action to heal, or is it an action to heal using my?
If you want a second wind, it's an action.
No, if I'm, sorry, to use my.
The hit
die.
dice.
Yeah, that's the second wind.
Oh, okay.
It is an action.
That's an action? Okay, I'm just going to, as a bonus action, shift. Whoops, no, not that. Shift and gain 11 temporary hit points.
Okay.
12 temporary hit points. Yes, that went up.
Nice.
Here's my level up. Great. And I say, boys, we should get going.
No, we should stay and fight these things.
And in this moment of indecision and indecisiveness, that's where we're going for the night. Another in-battle cliffhanger. I am so sorry, everyone.
Amazing. Amazing. Rudy goes, I got the axe.
Like, just abandons all of our other plans and decides to flee.
Well, we're at the top of the initiative round, so we won't have me messing up like I did today. So that's where we'll wrap it up. 'Cause
Amazing.
I don't know how. Maybe now you guys can decide how you're gonna get out of this one.
How is the team going to get out of this one?
Oh, they're in a pickle. Yeah, you activated my trap card, so
We had it.
You know,
Yeah,
You
she
know-
got you good.
I feel like one of these days I'm gonna pull off a cool rogue move and it's not gonna backfire horribly in my face. And on that day, we'll all be really happy.
I mean, honestly, you're just lucky that that it didn't go as badly as the Hydra thing, because
No, No, like
Yeah, we're gonna sneak past this.
I
Oh
knew
yeah,
I was,
remember the Hydra?
I knew I was doing a huge risk doing it, but I was like, I'm alone with the Countess. I don't see a better opportunity to attempt an assassination. It was still a cool scene, cinematic, beautiful, great, animated.
Like
It'll
that
be
time
good.
you fell. Remember that time you fell?
No, I
Like,
don't. Why? What? I never
you
fell.
know, you never fell.
I don't fall.
Well, with that, a big thank you to you all for playing tonight.
Oh,
Wonderful
amazing.
gameplay.
Amazing.
And a huge thank you to Kyle, because he's just great. He's so charming.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle, for all that you do, and a big thank you to our dungeon master, Monty Martin.
Amazing.
Everything's bad, and thank you for that. Thank you for
Yeah,
haunting me.
the haunting. In our game tonight, we use a variety of incredible assets produced by talented artists. They have given us permission to use them in our stream games, and you can use them at home too. And as you can see, go out and support these amazing creators like Dwarven Forge, like all this amazing battle terrain, the miniatures by WizKids and Hero Forge, the player character artwork that you see by Jeremy Cole, and the music by Tabletop Audio.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store. You can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, including our newest Shadows of Drakkenheim, both in a t-shirt, a sweater, and a poster. Check that out at bit.ly/DungeonDudesmerch.
Our videos and live streams are made possible thanks to the incredible generosity of our Patreon supporters. Bottom of our heart, a big thank you to all of you on Patreon. If you enjoy the work that we do here on Twitch, YouTube, and elsewhere, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive for our patrons. So if you are joining our Patreon, please join us on Discord. You can chat with us about all things D&D, all things Drakkenheim, and you can chat with us about the Kickstarter that was awesomely successful, the upcoming book that we are releasing, and all the playtest stuff that's been going on there. All the people who back the project have been getting to try out a few of the mechanics and giving us some great feedback on what's been going on in our Discord.
The book process is coming along super well as well. For any of you that have been following the Kickstarter, right now, our art director, Marius Boda, is waiting on the last few pieces of artwork. This man is a machine. Our artists have been phenomenal, and just the progress that has happened over the past couple months with getting all of this really top tier art coming in has just been mind blowing. We're getting amazing cartography done as well, which we're really excited about. The editing is all the way through. We are integrate. We've gone through all the playtest feedback. I think it was close to 500 submissions in the forum. So thank you to all the people who did submit playtest feedback. It was amazingly helpful. So we made a lot of adjustments. We made a lot of updates along the way. Everything from balance stuff to, hey, did you guys realize that you spelled druid sruid?
or the fact that we made a low challenge rating monster blow up for 7d6 damage instead of 2d6. That was a good typo.
That was a good one. And of course, we decided to give monsters like the Executioner more hit points.
It's important.
We needed to be more dangerous.
Yeah. So I really liked hearing. There were some fantastic stories of people who, I think we read one story from one of our patrons actually, whose name escapes me right now, who tried an 11th level party against the Executioner, and that did not go well, as intended. And there was another group that tried to go from the outskirts of Drakkenheim all the way into the middle of the city in a single expedition, and that did not go well. And that was intended. It's really cool because people who playtested have run up against the interesting limits, which are limits that we intended to make the whole story difficult, which has been really rewarding to actually see of where does it snap and break, which is kind of fun. So thank you especially to all of you that have given such exhaustive and amazing feedback. We've really taken it to heart and integrated that into the work. So I'm really excited to see all this. It's actually, from what we understand, we're hoping to get this one off to the printer pretty soon. Like the hype train is moving at full speed, so it's really good. It's really, really reassuring. So hopefully we'll have more news on the Kickstarter progress for all of you soon. Again, you know, what the hope is that once the final proof, we might do one more alpha release for playtesting, basically with a proof of some kind, so that people get one more chance to get a preview before we do the whole thing. But it's coming along. It's coming along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. Some of the stories are just absolutely great.
Yeah.
Some people have fought some of my favorite monsters from the book and had horrible stories to talk about. And I mean, in a weird way, it warms my heart when somebody's like, one of the creatures that I created killed a player. And I'm just like, nice.
It's super cool. So it's really cool to see all those stories and all the people having so much fun with Drakkenheim already. So of course you can join in on all that action through our Kickstarters, and if you did miss out on the Kickstarter, you can still pre-order at Drakkenheim.com and join us next. And of course you can always join us the next time we post videos on YouTube. Got more videos coming out. We got a new one today, another one coming out on Thursday. youtube.com/Dungeon Dudes.
And be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You should probably check it out to make sure that we survive this horrible encounter or just run away.
See what happens.
We'll talk. So check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube and check us out as an audio-only podcast.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Shadows of Drakkenheim.